Assistant Professor of Economics. He has specialization in international economics and econometrics. He has a good relation and long relation with the Department of Economics in particular and Karimganj College in general. As a whole, he belongs to us actually. So I welcome him in this session. And the reporter here in this session is Dr. Surajit Roy from PDUM. I would also request sir to take his chair at the side of Dr. Amir Sharma. It's now time to felicitate our resource person. So I request the convener madam to felicitate Dr. Amir Sharma with an Uttariya token gift and a kit. I would again request ma'am to felicitate our reporter Dr. Surajit Roy. So as I am one of the participants of this session, so I will take my chair now and I think sir can continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Aparna. And I welcome all the participants who are present offline and who are online to this technical session. And I hope all the participants will actively participate and the deliberations in this session will be quick and will be a very successful one. So I actually request active participation from all the participants that are presenters and also all present digitals here. So since we have participants in both the modes, both online and offline, should we take first the offline participants? Okay, thank you. So let me check how many participants are here offline. I think Dr. Momita is here. Then Dr. Minhajuddin Barhuya is here. Daisy, her sister. Sushita Das is here. Dr. Sushita Das is here. Dr. Apoma Das is here. So, is there anybody offline? Momita, Sushita, Apoma. And your next? Inhas. Today, okay. Today, Amni is here. And okay. Only one is online. Okay, let us start from Dr. Momita Nath. And let me tell you that we have more or less 1 hour. So, should we take 10 minutes for presentation?
5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes for presentation and 2 minutes for discussion. So, I request you to please stick to the time. So, now Dr. Momita Nath, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, NC College, Dharamtar. She will present on perception of college students towards entrepreneurship, especially at Boraholi, Assam. Okay, your time starts now.
Very good afternoon to one and all present here. So my topic is perception of college students towards entrepreneurship, study at Boraholi, Assam, and it's a joint paper prepared by myself, Dr. Momita Nath, Assistant Professor NC College, Padalpur, Dr. Manish Roy, Assistant Professor SK Roy College, Katichara, and Dr. Hidayatullah Chaudhary, Assistant Professor, MC College, Fatehpur. So, to introduce my topic, I would like to say that educated unemployment has been a major issue in socio-economic development of Assam. And one of the contributing factors to this growing problem of unemployment over the years is the attitude of the students who want to be employed. Most students have set their goals to work as an employee after their graduation, and this attitude has somewhat contributed to the increase in the unemployment rate. Students are more likely to be job seekers rather than job creators. The importance of entrepreneurship in today's economy cannot be overemphasized, and it is widely recognized as a key driver of economic growth, job creation, and innovation. This paper aims to investigate the attitudes and perception of the college students toward entrepreneurship. The study aims to explore the factors that influence their perception of entrepreneurship and how it affects their intention to be an entrepreneur in future. So, this is the concept of perception. I'm not going to explain this, then concept of entrepreneurship. So, these are the some literatures that have been reviewed for conducting the study. So, I'm skipping all those things. So, regarding the significance of study, the college students are the representative of youth, and understanding college students' perception towards entrepreneurship can help inform policy making, education, and investment decision, and can contribute to the development of a more vibrant and dynamic entrepreneurial ecosystem. Let me go to the objectives of the study because of the time constraints, so I'm skipping all those things. So the objectives of the study are to assess the attitude of students in the colleges of Barak Valley towards entrepreneurship as a career. The second one is to study the different types of perceived barriers faced by the students while selecting entrepreneurship as a career. The third one is to compare the perception of students towards various factors that become constraints to start entrepreneurship across their educational background. And the last one is to suggest some measures to promote entrepreneurship among the college students of Barak Valley. And the hypothesis that has been set for the study is the level of agreement disagreement of students in the colleges of Barak Valley about various constraints under study to start entrepreneurship does not significantly vary across the educational background of the students. So, regarding the data source and methodology, the study is based on primary data as well as secondary data. And population of the study includes all the degree students, irrespective of their streams of all provincialized degree colleges operating at Barak Valley, Assam. Out of 12 provincialized degree colleges operating in Kachar district, 5 colleges have been selected randomly. Similarly, out of 7 provincialized degree colleges operating in Karimganj, 3 colleges have been chosen, and in Hailakandi, out of 6 colleges, 3 colleges have been selected for conducting the study. A sample size of 374 students was drawn from the select provincialized degree colleges operating at Barak Valley, and a structured questionnaire with 5-point rating scale that is ranging from strongly agree to strongly disagree was constructed for the purpose of the survey. And for analyzing the data, we have used mean standard deviation. And apart from this, one-way ANOVA has also been performed to arrive at the findings of the study. So this table actually shows the distribution of the respondents as per their gender, age, educational background, average monthly income of family, and parents' occupation. So out of 374 respondents, 202 are the males and 172 are females. So I'm not going to describe all these things. Please have a look from the slide. Okay. So the first table, from this table actually, this table actually illustrates the agreement or disagreement with regard to the statement that entrepreneurship as a career option in today's globalized world. And out of 375 degree students, majority of the students, they express their agreement towards entrepreneurship can be a career option in today's globalized world. On the other hand, only 9.6% students remain neutral to the statement, and only 2 students express their disagreement to the statement. In this table, we can see that out of 374 degree students, 88% of the respondents are intended to start their career as an entrepreneur in future, and only 12% of the respondents do not have desire to start entrepreneurship as a career. Uh, this table actually shows the area most preferred by the respondent to start entrepreneurship as a career. And among 374 degree students, 329 they actually conveyed their interest to start entrepreneurship, and of this, 25.8% of the respondents are interested in starting their entrepreneurship in service sector, and 16.7% they show their interest in starting business in agricultural sector, followed by IT sector, manufacturing sector, food and beverage, beauty and cosmetics, and handicrafts. So this table actually reflects the opinion regarding training on entrepreneurship should be incorporated in course curriculum or not. And out of the 374 students, 65.2% of the respondents, that is majority of the respondents, they are of the opinion that training on entrepreneurship should be incorporated in degree course curriculum. So these are some of the factors that led to the desire to start entrepreneurship as a career. And from the table, it has been found that money has been ranked first with the highest mean score, which indicates that the students express their agreement to a large extent about this factor and that lead to the desire to start entrepreneurship as a career. On the other hand, unemployment has been assigned the lowest rank because of mean score is the lowest. So I'm not talking about the standard deviation due to the time constraints. These are the various challenges faced by the entrepreneurs at Borak Valley. And the degree students express their agreement to a great extent that financial management is the biggest challenge faced by the entrepreneurs of Borak Valley. And apart from this, respondents also express their level of agreement to a large extent about various challenges like finding right business model, effective marketing, and locational barriers. And these are the factors that become constraints to start entrepreneurship as a career. And it can be inferred that out of 8 constraints covered under study, lack of access to finance has been placed at the top, which indicate that they are of the opinion that lack of access to finance is the biggest constraint to start entrepreneurship at Borak Valley. And apart from this, respondents also feel that people are reluctant to start a entrepreneurship at Borak Valley due to lack of technical knowledge and skill, lack of infrastructural support, lack of interest, fear of failure, and lack of confidence and self-belief. So this table actually showing the educational background-wise perception regarding the topic. 1 more minute, so I have to conclude, I guess. Uh, okay. So this table actually showing the educational background-wise perception, and here whatever hypothesis I have formulated for the study, and one way ANOVA have been performed to test the hypothesis, and the F value has been calculated, and the F value and the corresponding P value for all the constraints are greater than 0.05 except lack of interest, lack of administrative and legal awareness, lack of confidence and self-belief, and lack of infrastructural support. So I'm directly going to the yeah. For that, I just want to put forward some of the suggestions. Firstly, it is better to provide proper knowledge about entrepreneurship to the students to attract them to start new business. Schools and colleges should conduct seminars and awareness programs. Secondly, many youngsters think that entrepreneurs must have an adequate educational background or to pursue higher degree to make the business successful. But reality is completely different. Most of the schools and colleges focus on bookish knowledge instead of providing practical knowledge. So every entrepreneur must gain enough practical knowledge of the market condition and other relevant things before starting a new business venture. It is better to provide updated information about entrepreneurship to the student. There are very less number of entrepreneurship development agencies operating in Boragveli. So this shows that a large pool of potential entrepreneurs with high entrepreneurial value is being neglected by these agencies. Thus, new type of startup should be initiated in the same region. In this study, it is found that students are very much unwilling to choose entrepreneurship as a career due to fear of failure and lack of confidence and self-belief. When a new venture is set up, there is always a fear. Uh, this fear creates pressure on the minds of the entrepreneurs and increases the tension. So it's all up to the attitude of the entrepreneurs, how they deal with their fear and overcome it to become a successful entrepreneur. The study found that main barriers of the student is lack of finance. So financial institution must take steps to make ease of the availability of funds for new entrepreneur at a low return rate. And the state and the local government department should cooperate and support the entrepreneurs for startup and skill India and facilitate local resources at low cost. Uh,
Okay, thank
okay,
you.
thank you. Thanks so much.
You have taken a very good topic because today's students face with the possibilities entrepreneurs for the future. So this is a very good idea. But of
Thank
course,
you.
there are scopes for improvement. So we'll discuss later on.
Okay.
Should we take should we discuss one by one or at the end? After all presentations
One by
are done.
one should be discussed because
Okay, then this presentation is open for discussion. If you have any query or any suggestion to have, then it's open to you.
my query is, do you collect the data by
Yeah, I have collected data through Google Form.
Google Form?
Yeah,
That is basically online.
yeah, online. This is the limitation of my studies.
Yesterday, it's not a query,
Yes.
so that's from written down. Yesterday in the inaugural session, the keynote speaker, Dr. Silparna Borua, she explained in detail regarding some schemes undertaken by the government
Yeah.
of India. That more than 60 programs are schemes are there, and out of more than 60, 44 like still for the women as far as implementation is concerned. And as you rightly mentioned here, that awareness program should be there.
Yeah.
Students should be made aware about these policies or schemes so that they may be tempted, may be attracted towards that kind of enterprise in future. I think that's because Silpana B. Bowman, Madam, she is the battalion head and she is the right person, I think. And we can
Yeah.
make use of those information from her.
Okay, sure, sure. Thank you for the suggestion. I will contact the ma'am Shriparna, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Uh, it's a joint paper.
So you can see them.
Actually, in our survey schedule, we have included a question whether the students know the different schemes of entrepreneurship sponsored by government of India. So most of the students have replied that due to lack of awareness, due to lack of some other sources of information, many of the students do not know the facilities, the scope of this different programs of entrepreneurship. So this thing we have found. That's why based on this information, we conclude that every college coming from students and colleges and university also, we should time to time we should arrange, organize different kinds of workshop in the area of entrepreneurship and startup.
You show there some mean values, some figures.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't understand what is not there.
Mean values.
You have shown that. Can you see the slide?
Okay, for 1 minute. Where is the slide? So please, can you show me the slide?
I think those are new values of number of respondents.
There are,
responding
yeah, responding against, there are some factors I have covered.
And see the tables.
Yeah. Show it. This one, factors that become constraints. What happened? Lack of interest, factors that become constraints. This means actually they are. I have constructed a questionnaire on 5-point rating scale, that is strongly agree to strongly disagree. Yeah. So a Likert scale. So 3.99, it means that they are expressing their agreement to a larger extent.
That means
Yeah.
even the scores 1 to 5,
1 to 5.
you have taken the middle of that.
Yes.
Okay. I think that is the wrong method. Because it's in the Likert scale,
Mhm.
this is an ordinal.
Yeah.
1 to 5. As you move from 1 to 5, you are expressing your stronger preference.
Right.
But the ordinal variables you cannot use the mean or the average. That is actually meaningless.
Okay.
You can find the sources. You can use median.
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 Okay, but I have seen that in most of the perception based study, they have actually selected mean. I don't know why. That's why I've reviewed some literatures, and on the basis of literatures, I have done this.
I have seen many people presenting papers, presenting their fibers
Yeah.
using the mean.
Yeah.
But if someone is using something wrong, okay, just because it is available in the literature, you should not blindly follow it. But
Okay, I will.
others may be wrong.
I will see to it because
There is no
we don't.
harm if you check out whether this is actually the correct method of analyzing the ordinal data. Because the nature of the data is different. The nature of the variable ordinal variable, there is no meaning of the average. Okay?
Yes, that's right. Because ordinal measurement is not conformable for much mathematical meaning.
Exactly.
Those are not mathematically meaningful actually. So there are many other methodologies for analyzing Likert scale responses. So I think you should go through all those latest analysis and
Okay.
then they will add value to your paper.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So now I request Dr. Minhaj, please, for the Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Governor Singh College, Udhardhan, and is going to present his paper on role of startup business in employment generations.
Sir,
Okay, no problem. If there is any problem, then we can go for the next presentation. Right. Right.
She's presenting the other way.
Okay. Then, okay, we have invite Dr. Aparna Gosdas, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science. She will present on small scale business and women of Karimganj district at case study.
Full screen. Full screen টা কোন জায়গায়? Full screen টা? না, হাতে। First page. Actually, where is the first page?
It's here.
বিশ্বজিৎ, এটা ওয়ার্ক করে নাকি? এটা ওয়ার্ক করে? Which one? Enter. Good afternoon, all. The topic which I have selected is small scale business and women of Karimganj district, which is a case study. Now, this is the statement of the problem where I have mainly argued that women all over the world have been categorized as other, marginalized, and colonized. They are thus subalterns, a term which is used for a group of people that have been excluded from society. In Karimganj district, women are expressing their expertise in the field of doll making, tailoring, weaving, beauty parlor, cloth setting, tent house business, etc. As the management works can be solely controlled by them and they can use local and immediately available resources, they can adjust with any sudden changes. It can also give them an opportunity to become an entrepreneur. The present study is therefore undertaken with the objectives to know whether the women running small-scale business in Karimganj district are really self-reliant and empowered through their business. The study also throws light on how indirectly these businesses have improved women's education level, income level, decision-making power to raise their employment level. Now, these are the operational definitions on women empowerment, which is basically defined for promoting women's sense of self-worth, their ability to determine their own choices, and their right to influence social change for themselves and others. Now, coming to small-scale industries, it is being described as an enterprise with a small number of employees, a relatively low sales volume, and is usually privately owned with most of the profits going to the owner. These businesses also typically serve a small community and see low turnover in staff. Now, the literature review is done basically keeping in view the various efforts on women empowerment by the United Nations as well as India in general and in Karimganj district in particular. So, here I have categorized the whole review of literature under mechanisms for women empowerment, which are basically under the efforts of United Nations and the developed countries which they have undertaken to empower the women. Now, next one is women empowerment in small-scale industries in India, and the third one is women empowerment in Assam as well as in Barak Valley, where the various schemes and how NGOs are working, which these things I have put on. It's not working. No, there are some other slides also.
From the start.
Huh?
No, this is from the ninth number.
This is the third one, yes. Can I continue? So I have put on certain research questions. Number one, which age group is keener to entrepreneurial activities? Number two, does caste and religion have any impact on entrepreneurial activities? Number 3, does educational qualification is an important prerequisite for starting entrepreneurial activities? Number 4, do women choose entrepreneurial activities on their own or are they forced? Number 5, how many women prefer online or offline mode of business? Number 6, do they get support from society or their family members? Number 7, do they take decision to spend their money earned? I think now it's visible. So are they really happy with their work? And finally, are women really self-sufficient or empowered? Now, I have actually prepared tables near about say 15 or 16 tables, but due to lack of time, I have summed up all the tables in a theoretical form. That is, the point 1 is age group. I have chosen here, I have got basically here 38% and 40% of the respondents belong to the age group of 26 to 35. And luckily here, I have attended the talk in the previous lecture. I have heard that Koshami sir was telling that this is the young group. So here we are very lucky because we are getting 38 and 40% belonging to this group. Now, respondents belonging to the age group of 16 and 25 and 50 and above are 14% and 6%. Now, coming to caste considerations, 80% belong to general caste, 10% each from SCs and STs respectively. Here also, one thing comes to my mind that mostly the general caste people, although there is no relation between the caste and the entrepreneurial activities which women are choosing, but mostly the general caste women are preferring to work, and due to I think SCs and STs people, due to many reasons, there are many reasons out of which low education may be there, and there are some other reasons also they are lagging behind in this field. Now, coming to religious factors also, 90% of them are Hindus and the rest 10% are Muslims. Now, coming to now educational qualifications, 28% are under metric, 22% each completed metric and higher secondary respectively. The number of graduates and postgraduates are 12%, 14%, and 24% of the respondents are illiterate. So, as I have done online survey, I have chosen one middleman who are in close contact with those persons who couldn't fill up the online form. So they have helped them in this regard. Now, regarding the monthly income of the respondents, 22% earns only 500. 20% each earn 2001 to, that is 2000 rupees to 3000 and 5000 above respectively. 38% of them run their family alone. That is the burden of the family is on their shoulder, and 98% have their own decision to work. Now, coming to point number 6, types of business of respondents. 40% of the respondents do the job of tailoring, 16% sell clothes, and 8% are engaged with baking. 36% of them do some other works. So here, one observation came to my mind that these are the stereotype pattern of work: tailoring, selling clothes, baking, and all that. Many people are doing these types of work now. So when I have asked them that do you have involved any innovative method in this in your work, so they couldn't work so positively here. So here in Barakville, this is lacking. Now, most of the respondents decide on their own regarding the spending of their income. 28% of them got help from financial institutions. It means that they have communicated with the bank, and some of them also taken loan from their family members also. 30% do online business, 45.8% invested near about 5,000 amount at their business, while 20.8% each invested 5,000 to 10,000 and more than 20,000. The rest invested 6.3 each, 10,000 to 15,000 and 15,000 to 20,000 and above. 79.2% of the respondents work on regular basis, and 96.1% feel that they are really empowered by starting their business. Now, coming to the conclusion part, what I have observed here, I already told you that these people who have, the women who have chosen to work here, basically sometimes they are motivated by their own or by seeing the women of their locality also that they must do something. So here if we provide technical education to them, they can go a long way. And the role of microfinance institutions are also will be very helpful for them also. Women entrepreneur networks, if they work individually, there is little chance of their improvement. If they work collectively, what I can feel that they can earn a more, they will know the market situation. Now, the thing is that removing gender gap, because women choose to work they basically say that we are doing work for purchasing our not our regular needs, but we are doing it just to help our kids and our other family members, and this is not the main work for them. So here also one thing is important: good health. Good health is important because we all know that women neglect their health too much. So if they are healthy, they can contribute to the society more. Now, mentoring women is the most important one. In our college also there is one center where we try to mentor the students at in last under G20 programs. Also we have in our adopted village we have organized one workshop where the village people they came, and they have been one employee from bank was engaged in this work, who has told them about the various financial schemes they have been there in their organization. So in this way we can go. Now, technology also helps a lot, because everything now depends on technology. And finally, proper implementation of existing laws, because many of them are not aware of the laws which are being there, which the government is doing much. But if it is not going to the right hand, then it's a problem. So, my observation is that existing laws and their implementation is the final one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Apona. Now, the presentation is open for discussion. You may have any query or suggestion to have.
Actually, I like to invite suggestions from Radhika, who is sitting here. He has lots of ideas. Title: Small Scale Business and the Women of Karimganj District.
Somebody mentioned about banking, that some percentage of women are engaged in banking. Banking is not a business.
Baking. It's baking.
Any other suggestion?
You can add something to it also, so that I can then reach my paper. Yes, I have skipped that one, I think. No? Yes, this is the data and methodology. This is the sources of data where 50 respondents I have chosen from both Hindu and Muslim community, and they don't 50.
What is the composition of the work there?
I have prepared some table actually, because due to lack of time I could not put it on. Yes, it's there.
What kind of small business this business?
Yes, we also did it.
Uh,
Even next.
Next slide. Huh? Result and discussion. Here it is. See, I have, I think point number, it's not visible from here. 6. Point number? No, not 6, I think. This one, tailoring and all that I have categorized. Types of business of the respondents. So, 40% of the respondents do the job of tailoring, 16% sell clothes, and 8% are engaged with baking. So, 36% of them do some other works.
Have you started the income generation?
Yes. Income, monthly income of the respondent, 22% earns only 500, 20% each earn 2,000 to 3,000, and 5,000 and above.
5,000 and above. What is the percentage?
5,000 and above, each 20%. 20% each means 2,000 to 3,000, as well as 20% again another 20,000, 20% for 5,000.
Highest income.
5,000. 5,000 to 10,000 I have kept, but they rarely touch 10,000.
5,000 per month.
5,000 per month.
So any suggestion?
50 respondents.
Any suggestion after they have scaled up?
This is only case study.
This is a case study. Yes.
So now one actually I want to know that while the small scale business are yet to take up the facilitated space, this speed, but why gender specific study? What is the rationale behind this?
Because I have chosen women here, as I already told that women are lagging behind. They are not in business. Most of the women after their graduation and say post graduation, they are running after governmental service. So many of them are not preferring doing business because they don't want to take risk. And there is a notion, preconceived notion at our society also that after graduation, women will be getting married and all that. So they still now there is a blockage in their mind. So they do not come up with the preconceived notion of the society that they can also start a business. Business is now not for the man in the world.
Okay, but this needs more interpretation, more explanation.
Yes, more interpretation. Yes.
It is a case study, but again, there are more scope for improving because this is in very preliminary stage, I think.
Yes.
And I wish that you will continue with these features. And
Thank you very much.
Can come up with a
Surely I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So next, I request Dr. Vishwajit Paul. Vishwajit Paul is here. Okay. So I request Zubir Ahmed from University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. He will present on women in startup India.
Myself, myself Jubair Ahmed, student of from University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. My topic is women in startup in India, and concept of women entrepreneurship. The woman has taken initiative to start her a venture personally or in a group with others and run a business enterprise to fulfill the desire to be socially and economically independent by the keeping in mind about her personal, family needs and social recognition. Women's entrepreneurs can be considered as on ownership, creation, and control by business women, which result in social and economic empowerment of women. The women's startup in India to begin with the current ecosystem for women to start their venture is encouraged. There is a significant changes into the field of the entrepreneurs and startup. India is considered at the heart or rank of number of business started with the more than 4,000 business started from home. Now, investors are looking forward to give the funding and that has increases in incubation and facilitation and supportive startup ecosystem. Stimulously, the current scenario is also the changing the visionary concept amongst the women who perform the an entrepreneur as the identity of women entrepreneur is considerably content and a part of presence of greater and risk age and knowledgeable, confident and the position of very ability to manage her own enterprise, now its own tech owners. That is the more women in the business they are scared to others. The objective and methodology. Objective of are the to discover the inspiring factor responsible for women to becoming entrepreneurs, to study the contributing of women startup in economic development, to critically examine the constraints faced by the women entrepreneurs, women startup in economic development. India women have made a significant change the economic development of a country like in India. Like an India cannot be ignored. The feeling of being own boss encourages women to become entrepreneurs. India has become the favorite destination for startup and also for global investors who are looking forward to invest and across a wide array of business running for the technology of fashion, so the women are facing problems and struggling. A lot of they are chasing their dreams at workplace competing with the everyone the recent and great hire in respective field entrepreneurs. The factor affecting women's setup in India, internal and external factors. The current of the uncurrent desirable various reason, internal and external factor. The Kalyan maintaining are described with various reasons but considered as the encouraging factor to become entrepreneurs. The first one is the internal factor, that is the characterized by the competitiveness of self-efficiency and risk taking. Self-efficiency is defined as a capability on the person to initiate the required course of action for producing given the attains to self-efficiency means to impact of the internal intention maintain the growth success risk tasking as an external factor that depend the independent capacity of entrepreneurs. It is the belief that women have lower self-efficiency and risk tasking ability to start business compared to men. Opportunity and necessary entrepreneurship. Necessity based and entrepreneurship refer to person who set up a business as a one does not have a good option for livelihood. This type of the entrepreneurship come out from the market function and considered as a non-innovative form. Opportunity based entrepreneurship, it is a type of entrepreneurship innovative young people to own his her business and pursues as a perceived business opportunity. Number three, full and force factors. Here, Sundar has described two major factors which are the considered as inspiring factors to women to become entrepreneurs, and they are the full or and the push factor. Push factor is a kind of factor that empower the woman to become entrepreneur to do something new, to be an independent ability of finance consciousness and subsidies, while the push the factors and others. One that force a woman to become an entrepreneur in the critical circumstance. The researchers are concluded his study as their confidence wanted to something new and to be independent. The major challenges and constraints handled by the woman entrepreneur. Number one, patriarchal society. The field of the entrepreneurship is considered as a field of the male or member to where the male entrepreneurs considered as a distant stream. They have, this has this has been major the obstacle which we see being the overcome now by women entrepreneurs. Also, due to the societal and societal working of the among the women, sheer of the considering of the basis of their contract with bank, client, and supplier and their place of business. It must be noted here that right to equality in human right and also NCR the Indian Constitution, but the realization is the right to it achieving the comparative to the women entrepreneurs. Access to finance. The finance is a critical resource as it's very important for anyone to set up business and to plan out the future outcome. It is very important for any woman entrepreneur to have a knowledge about the various financial institution that a remainder financial assistance and any other way of that result out of the women initiative startup. Due to the lack of knowledge and financial skills, it is the quite of difficult for them to be finally with the government institution, bank, examination, and funded. And as the result, they have been to largely depend on their own saving to operate their business. Access to market. To tap into the new market, the extensive travel, establishment and backward and forward linkage, the exporting of product on the offer and strong network is essential. Traditionally, women in India lack of good skill, adequate knowledge about the winning market access and market management, and therefore they are unable to have create vehicles for themselves, entrepreneurs or startup. Role challenges. In a country like India, women have been performing traditional roles with the family and focus have been undergo and a great order, and they are looking forward entrepreneurship opportunity. They are familiar and societal and role of expectation full and fair of the taking and few can services initiative in their startup.
Today, you are only 1 minute. So, do you have any data or analysis of data?
Good. This is also theoretical based. study. And I was the first time, I was the first time presenting it, and I'm the student of MCOM first year. And that's why I'm about trying for presenting how to present in first time, my level of first time.
That's good. That's good. So you can just watch the conclusion.
Yes. The conclusion of the study, the involvement of women and their effort for business and quite variable of the economic growth of the country. There is a various reasons which are the contribute to women involved and start up in India, in such as self-reliant and to be independent economically, to have the additional income for the bright future and their work, etc. The government of India has initiated various programs such as Make in India, Start Up in India, further effort and the growth of the entrepreneur and bringing up the gap from the grassroots to the top level enterprise. Make in India has been great opportunity for the India startup in this scenario. Women have the activity participate and to contribute the national economic development.
Okay.
Thank you.
Zubair.
Thank you.
So,
Any suggestions
for discussion? Actually, I wish that you can give suggestions.
Suggestions, sir? Actually, I'm the first start for my first time.
So one thing I here to suggest is not on the content,
Yes.
on the container. Actually, PowerPoint presentation. The PowerPoint that should be presented in points. You have many pros. Okay. So when you present with the prosaic style, it becomes difficult for us to follow each and every word with you. Okay, present with points, with the point, okay, and go and come up with your clear cut idea with your mind. And present accordingly. So all that is.
Yes. Any suggestions, sir? In the first time I was the program, and then actually, thank you, sir.
Okay, I should actually congratulate you because you are having that courage to present in such a seminar. But before going to the next seminar,
Yes.
as he has suggested, so you should learn how to present what should be shown in the slides.
Yes.
This is the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so you should not include sentences.
Yes.
It does not look very attractive.
Yes.
You have to put only
Only
some
points.
main points, on the basis of which you can explain what is your topic and what are your analysis, what are your results. Okay? So next time, I wish that you can improve. And for that, you have to attend some of the seminars, you have to learn from others' presentations. Okay? So surely in future, you will be in good words. Right? Thank you.
And you are know the Sujit Sigdar, sir. You know, sir, already. He will be actually my guide also. He can try to how to present, and he will say that you can present much more. I can try to.
Okay.
Sujit Sigdar, yes. You know the sir, teacher.
And then I think there is no online okay. Okay. So how many online visitors are there?
Yes, sir.
I think Abdul Samaruddin is present online. Are you hearing Abdul?
Yes, sir. I can, sir. I can hear you.
Okay.
I
Are you
hope my
ready?
voice is audible, right?
Okay, okay. So I request you to present your paper on the startup business challenges in Nagaland.
Sure, sir. Sure. I hope my voice is audible, right? Sir, can I present? Shall I
Yeah.
go?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay, sir. Okay,
You have
sir.
5 minutes for presentation.
Sir, I hope my PPT is visible there, right?
Yes,
Though
yes.
I'm using first time for this SteamYard, I hope
Okay.
it's visible. Okay, fine. First of all, I would like to thank the Department of Economics and the Commerce of Karimchan College to give me an opportunity for presenting 3 days national seminar. I'll go with my this is myself is Abdul Salahuddin from Tech College. This paper is contributed by two authors. I'm the first author, and the second author is Sir Prasanjit Batra. He is also my colleague. He's also assistant professor in Tetso College. And then content of the slides are executive summary and objectives of the study, introduction and research methodology, data interpretation with analysis, and then recommendation and conclusion. And last slide leads to the reference. And then I'll tell you something about the executive summary of this one. My research paper title is Startup Businesses Challenges in Nagaland. So this paper is basically studied in Dimapur, Kohima, Chumukedima, Newland, Mokochak district of Nagaland. The duration of the study is just 1 month, and then the survey is done through the questionnaire method through Google form. The main objective, yes, sir, yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Your slides are not visible, so you can roll up your slides. Only the first slide
It's
is
not rolling
visible.
up. It's not
Yeah,
rolling up.
yeah. Okay, now it's
Now,
working.
now
Now
it's
it's
working,
visible.
right?
It's fine.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah, as I said before, my paper is for the startup businesses challenges in Nagaland. The place of the study is conducted in Dimapur, Kohima, Chubukedima, Newland, and Makachak district of Nagaland. And duration of the study is 1 month, and the survey is conducted through. I mean, the survey is done by the questionnaire method through Google form. And then the main objectives of the studies are to explore the startup life cycle in India, to know the startup operations in India, as well as the main purpose of the study is to analyze the challenges related to start and development of startup in Nagaland. And then coming to the introduction part of this paper, we know that I'm not boring you. I'm not going to boring you like telling the information what exactly we all know that about that definition, concept, and so for everything. I wanted to tell you something that highlight. I want to highlight something about the startup. That startup is one of the major critical. Thing and it helps the Indian economy to grow well because it is based on like the country has been seen as such a startup across the sectors, such as in various sectors like commerce, healthcare, education, fintech, and more. In many of the companies are rapidly growing and attracting significant investment from the business I mean, domestic and international also. We know that many successful startup businesses are in India. Example, Oyo, Paytm, Flipkart, Swiggy, as well as the Book My Show. In past last 4 days, before 4 days, also we got a news like. Byju's study got a huge capital, no other than that any startup in India. It's more than 23,000 crores something, billion something. And then the next part of yeah. The research methodology is basically this paper is a descriptive research design, and then this survey is conducted through the sampling technique. Is the survey is collected by the non-proprietary sampling techniques as overall testing. I use my friends to collect the data because I don't know that whoever they are exactly doing this small businesses, startup businesses, and then this sample size of this survey is 28. The source of data is as I said before, questionnaire method method to Google Form, as well as the secondary data I used for the study. The study area, as I said, that these are the those areas. And then target audience are the startup business people, and this is the data analysis and the interpretation part. Out of 28 respondents, 11 respondents are registered by any of the recognized body, as well, and 17 are not registered in any bodies. And then out of 28 startup businesses, eight are having they are doing a business in below less than 6 months, and four are doing the business, just age of their business is 6 to 12 months, and seven of startup businesses are lies in 1 year to 2 years, and then four respondents for startup business are lies in the 2 to 3 years, and then five respondents for startup businesses are doing their businesses more than 3 years. And then the nature of the business, as per the nature of the business, out of 28 respondents, 16 are sole proprietorship and 11 are partnership. They have collected some fund through some, they gathered some fund from their partners, and they are doing their business, and one is registered as a company. And then out of 28 respond, as per the type of businesses, 8 are product oriented. They are doing a business in a product oriented, and then 10 are doing in a service oriented one. And then out of 28, the education startup of owners are 5 are technically, they have the technical knowledge, and then 7 owners are having a social science knowledge, and then 2 are having a humanities arts and knowledge, and then 14 are other. Then these all these all three categories of GPM. And out of 28 respondents, as per the source of capital, 21 are using their own capital to start their businesses, and then one they are they gather like angel investors and as well as the venture capitalists. One is accelerated on incubators, and four they have taken loan from the bank to start their businesses, and one they are availing the government business scheme. Here itself, we can say that only few are using the government schemes. Few, in the sense, only one are used this. Out of 28, only one person used the government schemes to start their business. So, as I said before, that this main concept of this paper is to know the challenges of this startup businesses in Nagaland. I split the challenges into two parts. One is weakness, as well as the other one is the threats. Basically, it means internal as well as the external challenges. So first, we will see about the weakest internal challenges. I made the variables into five categories. One is lack of funding, lack of second one is lack of skilled talents, poor infrastructure, lack of market understanding, and then fifth item is management and leadership issue. These are the main major weakness of the startup businesses in Nagaland, which I found as per after doing some reference of the previous articles. And then on this analysis is basically done 3 point scale, like a scale techniques, and then after the calculation of this 3 to 1, I got the total of total. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, we are already running out of time, so
Sir,
just for your
your voice is
findings.
breaking. Sir,
Okay,
your
in,
voice is.
I think in 1 minute you can wind up.
Sir,
I request you
sir,
to
I can't
wind
hear.
up within.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, fine. So, yeah, I'll conclude this one. So, as per this coefficient of variation, I found that the main weakness of this startup business is lack of skilled talents, and then the main threats of this startup business is regulatory hurdles. These are the main things they need to consider. The government need to consider to do something camping, or to do some technical. They need to conduct some technical kind of activities for the startup business people to encourage the youngers to do these businesses. Yeah, major recommendations. This is the major recommendations I want to tell to the policy makers that, like many schemes, especially for the nasty states in India, they have the specifically called CBTA schemes, and then NEDFI schemes, as well as NERLP schemes. So they should have they should make some proper campaign to know about these things in northeastern states, and this will help the people to know about more about these things, and it may help the people also to start their own businesses. Yeah, these are the references I took, and thank you. Any
Okay,
questions on this?
thank you. Thank you, Arjun. So this is open
Yes, sir.
for discussion.
Yes, sir.
If there is a question or query from the audience, yes, you should come here. Otherwise, your voice will not come. We can speak from there.
Thank you, Chairperson, Professor Sharma from Guwahati University, for giving me the opportunity to, uh, the paper is, challenges of startups in North Nagaland, if I'm not wrong, sir. Number one, that the startups, so far as my knowledge goes, are very, minimal penetration in Nagaland, in Northeast India. That one of the main important, I think, constraints or challenges that is not covered in this or not considered in this, paper is basically the law and order situation or the insurgency problem. Have you included this variable or factor in the
Yes, sir. Lack
challenges
of Yes, sir. In
affecting
lack
the
of infrastructure facilities, sir. Lack of infrastructure. Yeah, I
Pardon?
included, sir. Lack of infrastructure, sir. Yeah, I included.
No, not lack of infrastructure. It is the insurgency problem, the lack of law and order
Oh,
situation.
okay,
That
okay,
is, I
okay,
think,
okay.
one of the major challenges, not only in Nagaland but also in
Yeah, other
Northeast
part
India,
of
in
North it says. Yeah,
almost
I know.
everyone. That should be the first, because if I start a business and in a Buddha text or like that, threatening comes, then my incentive to open a business will go down. So this is happening actually. So if you
Yes.
consider with validation of facts and figures, then I think it will improve. One observation is that you can if you are interested in this area, small business or industrialization or startup in Nagaland, then you can take up the only one factor, law and order situation, uh, and the startup. That's one study may be taken up. Only one study.
Okay,
So
sir.
it is in fact a huge area. The law and
Okay,
order
sir.
situation and how it affects the growth of business. So the
Okay, sir.
every vision, every government, every slogan of the government boils down to zero when we work in the ground reality. If I'm not wrong, sir.
Yeah.
So these are the things,
It's true, sir.
observations I
True.
want to make.
Yeah.
okay, Abdul, you got so many good suggestions from sir.
Yeah. Extremely
We
lucky, sir.
next time we include all these suggestions in your paper. Okay. Any more
Thank you,
question,
sir. Thank you.
query? Okay. I have one more suggestion, Abdul. You have
Yes, sir.
taken
Please.
three objectives, and the first two objectives are related to all India level. And I
Yeah.
found that the first two objectives are not well addressed. So be cautious
Yes,
when
sir.
you
It's
say,
basically it's basically on the theoretical part, sir.
yes, yes.
It's
Yes.
yeah.
So that is my suggestion to you. So you got so many
Okay, sir.
suggestions, right? Okay,
Okay, sir.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any more online research? Research? Yes, yes. So we have one more.
Now no one has tried, so they close it.